In the quaint village of Pahari, where terraced fields met the hills and the air smelled of fresh earth, lived an old weaver named Hari. His small hut sat at the edge of the village, filled with colorful threads and the rhythmic clatter of his loom. Hari was known for weaving the finest blankets, but more than that, he was loved for the stories he wove into every stitch. Every winter, the village faced biting cold, and the children often shivered through the night. Hari could not bear to see them suffer. Each year, he would spend days and nights weaving blankets for every child in the village, working by candlelight, his hands raw and blistered. He never asked for payment, only the joy of warmth he could provide. One winter, a terrible frost struck earlier than usual. Villagers struggled to keep their homes warm. Hari had just enough thread to weave 5 blankets. He knew there were more children than that, but his supplies had run out. Among the children was little Anya, a lively girl who had lost her parents years ago and lived with her grandmother. Hari had always reserved the first blanket he wove each year for her. That morning, he wrapped it carefully, but he noticed Anya shivering outside his hut, staring at the empty loom. Tears welled in Hari's eyes. He wanted to give her warmth, but he had nothing left. Then he remembered the bundles of old, worn clothes he had stored. Gathering scraps of wool and fabric, he worked tirelessly through the night, stitching them together into a patchwork blanket. It was rough and uneven, nothing like his usual creations, but it was made with love. At dawn, he placed the blanket at Anya's doorstep. When she opened it, her eyes shone with wonder. "It's beautiful, Dadaji," she exclaimed, wrapping herself tightly in it. "It feels like a hug." Word spread quickly through the village. People came not for a blanket, but to see the love woven into it. Hari smiled, realizing that warmth was not in perfection, but in the heart behind every stitch. Years later, when Hari could no longer weave, Anya, now grown, took up his loom. She remembered every lesson he had taught her, the patience, the care, and the joy of giving. And every winter, she would weave blankets, not for fame or wealth, but for the children of Pahari, keeping Hari's spirit alive. In that village, the villagers say, no child ever feels cold. Not because the blankets are perfect, but because every thread carries a story of love, sacrifice, and hope. A reminder that true warmth comes from the heart.